Ko whetu taku ingoa, he uri o Ngāti Porou, Ngāpuhi, Rarotonga, Samoa and Scotland. I'm a child of Ngāti Porou, Ngāpuhi, Rarotonga, Samoa and Scotland. I live here in Aotearoa, in a little bay called Haratonga, one of the most beautiful places on earth. And I live with our four tamariki, my partner, next to our marae. Our tamariki and our whānau as a whole speak in te reo Māori, no iho i te kāinga. We're all hungry for stories that connect us with whenua, with a past, with a heritage, with a culture. And I think Indigenous people offer people who may have been disconnected from their Indigenous pasts a way of seeing who they are. Most of my design work is in game development. I spend quite a lot of time telling stories through gameplay. This really comes from my childhood, through years of playing myself, and understanding that as a language for sharing with other people. I came to understand that a lot of learning happens through design, happens through play as well. And I think through designing games, I'm coming to the understanding that a lot of our learning is game-based. Especially a lot of Indigenous learning has its roots in play. And we notice that most of the learning patterns that we see, I think, in education are essentially just games. So at the moment, we're working on Minecraft content with a couple of countries, Guam and Australia. We've been doing a lot of work with Microsoft, developing education content or content for Minecraft education specifically. Our Pākihi or our company has also been doing work with Unreal and Unity, exploring ways of designing games in those spaces too. The most exciting thing for me is I am able to build and tell pūrākau that I feel our tipuna would have done if they lived today in this age. I feel like I'm part of a long unbroken line of storytellers, maybe with a different way of building pūrākau, but still building pūrākau for our whānau, for our hapu. It's exciting to see a world where our people can come through with skills around pūrākau, storytelling, Indigenous mātauranga and knowledge bases, and express them in new, innovative ways that still very much have the whakapapa of pūrākau that our tipuna told in days past. Design is one of the most important languages for all people. I see design as being a way for Māori, for Pākehā, for other Indigenous peoples around the world to share experiences, to share thoughts, and to share who they are with people in a language that is understood by everyone. And that does a load more than spoken language often does. It can, I think, hopefully, traverse a lot of the misunderstandings that we often see between two peoples, two cultures. So this design for me is the first language, I guess, for us as people on this planet to share with each other. For me, one of the biggest barriers for Māori designers is the pressure to design based off tauira or examples that already exist. I think a lot of Māori designers can feel like Māori design fits into a box, and a lot of that comes through impressions that we get from people and ideas that are outside of Te Ao Māori. I think inside Te Ao Māori, there is a huge appetite to expand mahitoi and design to include modern rauemi, modern resources, modern platforms. And I think it's just trying to break that barrier trying to get not only our non-Māori allies to understand that Māori doesn't fit in a box, Māori design doesn't fit in a box, but also our Māori whānau to understand that, that our culture is both a link, an unbroken link to our distant past, but also a map and a guide to our futures. And if we can understand that, then we can understand that design plays a role in past, present, and future. Ko taku mahi, te mahi whakaahua o ngā pūrākau, o ngā whakaaro, o ngā tikanga, o ngā tipuna a mātou, kei te whai mātou i te tauira o tā mātou tipuna, hei whakatinana te ao Māori i tā mātou whānau.